Hello! Today I will show you how to sew a Norea bag. Before you begin, check that the number of items in the kit matches the reference card. To give the edges a smooth, aesthetic appearance, start by finishing them. Take a chamfering tool and place it against the leather at an angle of approximately 45 degrees. Guide it gently, trying to maintain the same angle and as long a stroke as possible.
Feels like magic when I'm loving you.
Then turn the piece over and chamfer the edge on the inside as well. This side may require a little more force. Also, remember that not every element is finished on both sides. Check the reference sheet included in the kit. On one side, bevel only the edges that are marked in red. This is a step that is worth taking your time with. The greater the precision here, the more beautiful the final result will be. To give the edge a shine, use a wooden slicker and a small amount of water.
Wish you were true.
Apply a little water with your fingers. Finish only the edges that you have chamfered on both sides. Edges that are chamfered on one side should only be finished after sewing together. Then, smooth the edge with a back and forth motion. Do not press too hard. Work until the edge feels smooth under your finger. Some areas are only finished after sewing. These are the ones marked in red on the sheet. This is the beauty of natural, vegetable tanned leather. Bags from boutiques must have painted edges to hide imperfections. Let's move on to closing the bag. Separate the magnets and place each element in the appropriate slots in the leather. Fold the tabs to secure the magnet. You can use a wooden tool to help you press down and flatten the back. Do the same with the second element. Now cover the back of the magnet with a matching patch. Use a paper clip to hold both pieces in place. Cut a piece of thread about 4 times longer than the planned seam. However, if the piece is very short, like the one here, use much more thread.
You can try. You can try.
At this stage, you'll need 2 needles. Attach 1 needle to each end of the thread.
You can draw an elephant in snow. You can draw my soul. You can draw my soul. You can fix my heart when it becomes too dark. You can fix this world. You will fix this.
Then pierce it and pull gently until the first needle is secured.
You can, you can, you can, you can.
Repeat on the other end. You will now have a needle on each side. Let's look at the stitch up close. I'm using contrasting colors here, so it's easier to follow and learn. Insert one needle through the first hole, keeping the thread even on both sides. Bring the needle at the back through the next hole, so that both needles are now at the front of the piece. Hold the thread in place. Then take the needle from the first hole and pass it over the thread in the second hole, taking care not to pierce it. Pull both threads gently but firmly. This creates your first stitch. Continue in the same way with the stitches that follow. After a few stitches, the movement will begin to feel natural. Each time, pull the front thread downward and pass the needle over it. This helps keep the seam neat and even. This is the part where the stitch starts to behave. A few more stitches and the rhythm begins to settle in. Just a clean seam taking shape. One stitch, then the next. The rest follows.
Sit back and let yourself relax. I got some good tricks up my sleeve. Daddy, let me please you till you're satisfied. Let me take care of them needs. When you and I start loving, it ain't no stopping till the break of dawn.
By now, the movement should feel a little more familiar.
We make it pillow talk in the sheets at night. Pillow talk. We make the music, baby, you and I. Pillow talk in the sheets at night. Pillow
When you reach the end, go back one needle and one hole so that both ends of the thread are on the inside and form a double seam.
Just how I like to screw a little dirty with some fun for play. He knew how to handle all my fantasies and knew all the right.
Cut the thread, leaving 2 or 3 millimeters of excess. Gently singe the ends and immediately press them into the skin to flatten them. This will secure the end of the seam. You will finish the seam in 2 situations: when the seam is complete or when you reach the end of your thread. If you run out of thread, finish the seam in the same way, then continue from the same hole where you stopped. Sew on as before. Sew both connected elements together. After each stitch, pull the thread tightly, but without excessive force. Sew on the second magnet element in the same way. After sewing, finish the rounded edge with a slicker. Now sew the closure to the main elements of the bag. Finally, smooth out the edge again. Repeat the same step on the other side. Take one of the 4 small pieces and thread it through the D-ring. Fold the piece in half and sew it to the inside of the bag. Repeat the same with the remaining 3 pieces. The inside of the bag should look like this. Now take the handle strap. Turn it right side out and sew both ends through the remaining holes. Make sure the handle is not twisted. Repeat the same step at the other end. The two main parts of the bag are now ready. Now we will join them together. Place one part on top of the other and make sure that the cut is at the bottom. Measure out the appropriate length of thread and start sewing. If the seam is long, you can divide it into 2 stages.
The other day I met this boy. He was so cute.
Take your time, work at your own pace and find your rhythm.
I know that sounds crazy, but I know I love him.
Just the other day when I was cruising, I ran right into your view. Kinda crazy 'cause within an instant, my heart knew
At the end, secure the seam in the same way as before. Then sew the other side, again making sure that the incision remains invisible from the outside. You can use a paper clip to hold both pieces of skin together. Turn the piece over and start sewing from the other end.
when I look into your eyes and witness your smile. Time stands all together for me. Don't know what you have done, but I can't get enough of all your melody. It's just you who gives me
Your bag is almost ready. Take the bottom part of the bag and apply a small amount of water along the edge on the inside. Wait a few moments for the leather to soften slightly. Then fold the edge inwards. This will make it easier to sew. Find the small marker on the bottom piece and align it with the last hole in the side seam. Now sew the bottom of the bag around the entire circumference. Work slowly and carefully, making sure not to miss any holes. Just you, the stitches, and the world going quiet. With this curve, it is a good idea to assess the length of the thread beforehand. Finishing the seam in this area can be more difficult. The main part of the back is ready. Now we will move on to the internal accessories. Let's start with the card pocket. Find the right pieces and arrange them as shown. First, sew the two pieces indicated in the middle together. Then sew them around the edge to the largest piece. Take the smallest element from this set, thread it through the carabiner and sew it to the pocket. Do the same on the other side. The card pocket is ready. Time for the second, larger pocket. Attach the magnets. Sew the caps onto the back. Then attach the magnets to the flap panel as well. Sew the panel to the inside of the flap. Apply a small amount of water to the sewn elements and polish the edges until they become smooth and have a delicate shine. As with the first card pocket, attach the straps with snap hooks and sew them to the back of the pocket. Now take the gusset and sew it on this way. We are now moving on to the most challenging stage. But since you're already here, you've got the hardest part under control. The gusset will be folded inward, giving the bag a soft, elegant line. Work a little slower on the curves. This is where it's easiest to miss a hole. Pull the thread tight after each stitch. At this point, it is also a good idea to press both layers of leather together, as the tension of the thread alone may not be enough. It will get tighter towards the end. This is natural. Pull the needle gently, hole by hole. At this point, you don't have to pull the needle through 2 holes at once. It will be easier for you this way. At the end, cut the thread and gently secure the end. Then give the leather a moment's attention so that it can settle nicely. You can shape it slightly with your hand. Your pocket is ready, and with it, the whole bag. We hope that you found this process not only easy to follow, but also really enjoyable. This sewing kit is available in 4 colors. You can see some of them in the photos, and the full palette also includes dark brown. Choose the one that suits you best and enjoy carrying your bag.